Hello, and welcome along to the stream. So today is a lunchtime stream for me, so as I've mentioned before on the stream, I will jump straight into it, I guess, because I'm limited in time. So today's plan for today is to continue with the refactoring work that we started on Monday evening stream, which was to refactor Cake.Recipe into hello Glenn, how's it going? What time zone are you in? Where are you at? Good to have you on the stream. So on Monday night stream Sydney right now, so Sydney is shouldn't you be in bed? Is it not like bedtime? I think it's bedtime. I'm glad to have you on the stream though. Anyway, 10 p.m. No, I suppose. Okay, so it's still okay. I'll let you off. And yes, hello Kim. Good to have you on the stream too. So where we got to on Monday was after who was it? It was Brett. It's all Brett's fault. You don't need to remember. You can come whenever you want. On Monday night stream, Brett made a suggestion that took us down a rabbit hole, which basically what I was trying to do was to remove references to MyGet, because we were coupling the code base to MyGet when we don't necessarily want it to be MyGet. We might want it to be GitHub, what's it called? GitHub Package Repository or Azure Artifacts, right? And by putting it in the code as specifically MyGet or specifically NuGet, then we were coupling to those two things. So we went down this rabbit hole of trying to create a mechanism where we had the ability to define where we want those things to go, right? Rather than coupling directly to MyGet or coupling directly to NuGet. So I've been doing some tinkering, and I've been doing some refactoring to that, and there's been a little bit of a change to what I've been doing, and I'm in the middle of doing some of the refactoring work just now. So I'm just kind of going to jump in and keep going with it, because there's a few things that came along for the ride when I did this. So let me just start working through it and see where we get to. So I'm going to put in here this one. So I'm adding some additional code in for identifying the current operating system that's being used by the build agent, because it was pointed out that I didn't have that, so I thought I should better put it in. So let's put what I've got on my clipboard here, I think. And it's obviously not going to paste because it's on paste. Let's see if I can copy that again. And if it doesn't paste, I will type it out. Oh, it did. So that gives us that thing. So let's see where we get to. So we've basically got a bunch of broken errors just now that I'm trying to fix. So we'll see where we get to. I think this will generate more. It did. Is hotfix branch. So the other thing that I'm kind of doing whilst doing this is that it was also pointed out that I had these ones here. I've got this is master branch, is develop branch, is release branch, or is hotfix branch. Now, all of those things are mutually exclusive. So having is master branch, is develop branch, is release branch, is hotfix branch, that doesn't really make much sense. So what we should have instead is an enum which specifies that. So I've created this enum called branch type, and I'm going to create a new one in and around here, which is going to be public static branch type. Now I'm going to go against what Kim did the other day, which is to call the enum parameter the same as the enum, but hopefully he'll let me away with it. So we've got this branch type, and then what we're going to have is some code over here that I've also been working on off stream. So we can go into the code in or around here, and we'll put this in here. So we're still using the similar code to what we were before, where we're comparing against the repository branch. But what we do want to change in here is call this as the master branch name, because those things can change, and we've made it configurable. So this is going to be develop branch name. Then we can get rid of these four here. Okay. Then we can look to see where we're actually using those checks across the rest of the code base, and we can change them to look at the enum rather than the variables. It seems like there's quite a few of them, so let's just start going through them. Build parameters is running on Windows, so let's do a search for in here for is running on Windows. So that's going to be changed to build parameters. Now, it actually makes this part of it a little bit longer, but it's all for the good. Build agent operating system equals platform family dot Windows, I believe. So it's just being a little bit more explicit, and it gives us the entire access to the entire knowledge of whether it's Unix, whether it's Linux, whether it's Mac, whether it's Windows, whether it's something else that we don't know about. So we can fix these. So this is line 28, that's the one I was on, right? So this one in here wants to be the same. Is running on Windows is that, with an extra S. This one in here is the same. Over here, take that out. Is running. This is not running on Windows, so I need to be careful here when I do this to say not running on Windows. If it's build parameters running on Windows, it's this. This is a not. So we can paste that and put that in there. Then in here, we can say not as well. Build parameters is Windows. That worked. And then this is a not. That's a build parameters there. Is running on Windows, is running on Unix, so we can take that one out and replace that with context.information. Build agent operating system. Try again. And then we will put this enum in here. We can take the build parameters off there, put it in there, and then we can take this out. Context should run git version is, this is in parameters, so we can say, let's paste what we've got again, and is running Windows, because we've already got that information. So we'll put this in here. Perfect. Actually, we don't need that should run good version. Oh, that was the default value. So okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. So build parameters, that, build parameters, that, 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 and then this here. This is a not running on Windows. So that's this one. Is running on Windows. So this one we don't want anymore. So those two can come out. And then this one is running on Windows. What's the... Oh, we already fixed that. Okay, cool. So if we say saved all of those, and go back to our build here, where do we get to? I suspect we've still got some errors, because I removed some other stuff. And that's okay. I just need to find out where they are. But that's got 298 on parameters. It's got syntax error. So where were we here? Oh, I forgot. Semicolon at the end. That one is master branch. So let's do the same thing again for is master branch. So these ones here we're not going to need anymore, but instead we're going to do context information. And we're going to say branch type is the branch type. Remember a semicolon this time. These ones we can take out, so we don't need those. So when we do this check, we can say if build branch type equals branch type dot master. And we borrow that one, copy. See, this is where it becomes interesting. So we can say is time. What's this trying to say? This is tear down. If it was successful, and we're on the main repository, and what was this trying to do? Oh, I see. See. I'm trying to think if... So let's put this in and say if it's a master branch, or not sure I like this check, but we'll come back to it. Let's just get it working. Release or hotfix. and it's not the master branch. I'm sure there's a nicer way of doing this. So this one is, see, that one could maybe just be not develop branch. Let's be explicit just now. Is master branch, is master branch. Release. Release. Hotfix. Hotfix. Master. Master. Develop. Develop. Release. And hotfix is tagged and not the master branch. So these ones can come out. Okay. Let's just do a sanity check for the other ones. Is develop branch. Is release branch. Do this here. This. And then the last one is hotfix. So we can put that in there as hotfix. Okay, so let's save all of those. Save all. And then run that. Force continuous integration, so we need to add that one in. So the other thought that I had about all of this was that we're switching away to using a new top level target that is continuous integration. So rather than having app there, we've now got a continuous integration one. And that should only be run when it's running on my continuous integration server. But it may be the case that we should allow forcing. So what we should say is force continuous integration. And that's got a get and a private set on it. See, maybes, because it is hard to type. I could maybe be convinced about that one, Ken. I could maybe be convinced. So what we want to do there is write it out. Why does my copy and paste not always work? It's so annoying. Let's try it again. Copy. Paste. What did there? There we go. And then this one here or C integration. Maybes. Where is the section that I'm looking for? Where is what I'm looking for? There. Try and keep them all the same. Okay. So we've now got a new target called Force Continuous Integration. And we've still got at least one other check that we need to fix. And then is running on Unix. Is running on Unix. Unix. Oh, there's a few. So now what we can say here is no. It's changed. I don't remember changing that one. The other version that I was playing with. Oh, that's why. We need to fix that somewhere else. So context is running on Unix. So this one, we can say, and this is where I need to know the enums for it. Cake. Cake. Here, which is either 2, so it's just Linux. So here we can say, similar to what we were doing before, we can say build parameters dot build agent operating system equals platform family dot Linux. What we could have, it's using context. So we could have, because it is just a method directly on the context. But then, if something were to change, I'm starting to like the idea of having everything in parameters, so that if it changes in one place, rather than some things using context and some things not using context. If Linux or OS X. Well, we can do that one. We can say not Windows then. If it's not Windows. I see what you're saying. Okay. So, we take you out. And then, what's that? Build is not equal to platform family dot Windows. Let's do that. And let's see where we go now. Blah blah blah. Method or group. What did I break in parameters? 289. Just go ahead and save it. 289. That didn't look like it had anything to do with that. There we go. Okay, so we're getting there. So, then, what I was trying to get to today was I have removed the concept of publish packages, and instead I have got publish release packages, and I've got publish pre-release packages. And then this one needs 2 entries, so this has got release packages. Copy that, paste it, and put this into here. Pre-release packages. So, on pre-release, we've now got the concept of defining one or more nougat and one or more chocolatey sources for pre-release packages, and they'll go out when you're on doing a build on a develop branch or a hotfix branch or on a release branch. And then we also have the concept of release packages, which will allow you to configure one or more sources for where to push new chocolate packages to, and where to push nougat packages to when it's a tagged build. So I changed we go back to, where did that happen? Save all of those, yes. We go back to this new packages cake file. We've now got a cold folding one. Okay, don't know. So we've now got a publish pre-release packages, which is filtering the package sources based on whether they're chocolatey and whether they are released or false. Is released false, and then we're saying push chocolate packages to those sources and push nougat packages to those sources. And then we've got the exact same thing for a publish release packages, which is filtering for this time releases true, and then we've got push chocolate packages and push nougat packages. So I think that works. The only thing I needed to check was where we defined those things. So what I discovered was yes, here. Because if we go and look at this, then the default for is release is true. So this is actually around the wrong way. So our myget feed here is a pre-release. So we need to say feed type dot nougat and then false. And then this one is false, leaving the nougat one, which has got a default of true, which is a release one, and a default of nougat, so we can leave it as that one. And this one has a default of release, which is feed type chocolatey. But that there's not right. It's a copy paste error. Copy, paste. So that's a chocolatey URL, a nougat URL, and a myget URL. So those are our pre-release feeds. That is our published nougat feed, and this is our published chocolatey feed. So those are going to be the defaults, but they are things that you can pass in and override from the command line as well. So this here is going to GH447, and what changed in there? Creating packages. Oh, that was an example. With that added, blah blah blah. Okay, so that was some documentation. Let's call this additional refactoring. Remove is master branch is develop branch, etc. in favor of an enum. And then add concept of publish pre-release packages and publish release packages. Tasks. Okay. I'm going to save that. Oh, we've just been raided by Rauzuav and some folks. The Rosbots descend. Hello, Rosbots. Thank you for coming along. Hi, Rojuav. I'm going to go with Rojuav. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Here we're just... So, hello, Rosbots. We're currently hacking on Cake.Recipe, which is a set of convention-driven, fairly convention-driven build scripts for Cake, which allow building of packages, or building of applications, rather, for anything that you can think of, really. So we're just doing some refactoring on this. So I've literally just finished what I wanted to do, and that should have updated a PR that I have open. So I'm going to go ahead and merge that PR on GitHub. And then there's a few other refactorings I want to do. So this is my, for those that have just joined, this is my lunchtime stream where I kind of have a set time frame where I can get stuff done. So it's just for an hour. So there's 27 minutes left before I carry on. And Roger was saying, just finished doing some exploratory coding, trying to integrate a few CS Go related things and communicate back into the game. Was not successful in the normal sense, but informative. Those are the best kind of sessions, though. So I'm going to use my admin permissions on this thing and say that I want to start testing this out. So I'm going to go ahead and merge this because it's my repository and I can do that. So I want to take it for a spin. But there's a couple of things that there's a couple of other things that I want to change in this code base because they're kind of annoying and I noticed them earlier and I now need to fix them. So the first thing is, if I do a search for this, not in that one, but in here. So there's a space missing in a bunch of if statements, and it's going to annoy me if I leave them in, so I have to go and fix them. So I could do a regular expression find and replace, but I just want to do a quick sanity check as I'm going through them to make sure that that's what I expect it to be. So that one's all fine. That one's this one. That was that one. So if I can get this done, there's one other thing that I'm hoping to do today, which is introducing a couple of new build providers into this Cake.Recipe. So at the minute, we've got build providers for AppVeyor and for Azure DevOps. So I want to introduce a new one, which is specifically for TeamCity. And then I want to introduce another one, which is for when we're doing a local build. So there's a couple things that when we're running locally, we don't have the same information as if we're running on a CI system. So we can kind of fake that out. So I'm going to create a new local build provider in addition to the other 4 that we're going to have. How many more of these is there? Some of these I'm not going to go into the JS files because they're I don't know how I haven't noticed this if, the spacing of this if before, because it's the kind of thing that would have annoyed me. So, just for the inconsistencies more than anything. But we're getting them fixed. So, let's go through these ones. I think some of them come from copy and paste errors, which I guess is to be expected with the kind of code base that this is, but we're here now, we're fixing them, so that's good. And then there's one more file. Oh, this has a lot of them. There's a few in this file. I see why. Oh, I've broken that one. If hello, Sotan. Thank you. I think you were part of the raid, were you? So, Rojuav, are you part of the live coders group? Is that where you came from, or did you just happen to find the stream to raid it? Perfect. Yeah, there's been a few more new additions to the live coders group. I haven't really been following along with everyone that's been joining in. I need to jump back into Discord at some point and catch up with everyone that's joined. Right, we're getting there. And I also need to do the same for the for eaches that I noticed as well. So here, and then one more. And then come in here and say for each. There's not as many of these ones. This one. This one. So this is literally just a formatting change to the code base. I think there's a tool that can help with this. It's like there's a .NET Global tool called .NET Format. What I don't know is whether it would work on Cake files. Should maybe investigate that at some point. I'm going to save all this. I'm going to go back to here, make sure that the build of my test project still works with those changes in it. It's compiled, it's running, so that's fine. So this is going to be a maint. I'm on the wrong branch, I need to fix that. So let's do this. Let's do git. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's why I'm getting confused. So git checkout develop. Git. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't really want to put them in there yet. Okay, let's do the commit. Maint format and we'll cherry pick the commit. Let's just commit that. Git checkout develop. Git fetch upstream. Git rebase upstream develop. Git push origin. Git checkout -b formatting from the develop branch. And let's go and find the commit that we want to play with, which is this one, and that is that. So we can do git cherry pick. that's going to have other stuff in it that I don't necessarily want. The thing I want is this thing. All that stuff. Okay. Merge tool. This would make it easier. Oh, I see. So we want C with that on the end of it. Beautiful. Save. Oh, there's more. I suspect it's going to be C for all of these things. Yes. We're going to say C. And C. So all I did was add in an extra space. C. C. Merge conflict for the win, right? Save that. Space, merge conflict. Fixed. C. Yep. Yep. Sure. If I was brave, I would just do select C everywhere. Save. There we go. So then let's have a look at all the changes. Rebase where the magic of Git almost never happen. Rebasing's fun, right? Keeps you on your toes. I think we're fine here. So let's do this. Git checkout. Develop. Git merge. OFF from the formatting branch. I never finished the commit. Sorry, my bad. It's in a committable state, but it's not been committed. Yeah. So this is just going to be named formatting. Beautiful. So now get status. There we go. Hold on. Where did I try to put that onto the wrong branch? Oh no, put it there. That's fine. Okay. We're all good. We're all good. Git push upstream. Git push. I agree. I agree, Sotan. It's one of those things that is really powerful, but it can also go really wrong. So you have to be quite careful. So the next thing I wanted to do was speak about this thing I got here. So in this Cake.Recipe, this conventional set of scripts, we have the concept of a build provider. So a build provider isolates the Cake script from whether it's running on TeamCity or whether it's running on Azure DevOps or whether it's running on AppVeyor, right? So we've got a build provider for AppVeyor currently. We've got one for Azure DevOps. But what I want to do is I want to add a new one that I've worked on offline, which is here, which is one specifically for Team City. So let's see if my copy paste works. So I'm going to create a new file called teamcity.cake file. And this is actually an issue that's open on the repository. So we've got this one here. So it's 462. So if we come in here and go paste, it doesn't work. Why doesn't copy paste not work all the time? Paste. There we go. Right. So the thing that's slightly different with Team City compared to some of the existing providers is that Team City doesn't have an easily to get to thing that I could find that says that the current commit is a tagged commit. And that's one of the things that our build provider needs. It needs to know that the current commit, whether it has a tag or not. So I kind of got around that a little bit by just calling git directly. So if you go to the command line and you do, let's put it over here so we can see everything. If you run the command git tag -l points at head, then you'll see that there's no output there. But if we kind of create a fake tag, which is there, and run that same command again, then we'll see that we are on a tag commit because we just created that, right? So I'm going to remove that fake one while I remember about it. So I've kind of gotten around it, the lack of information from Team City, by just running git directly in the command line and exercising that through the Cake's start process commandlet alias. So that gives me the tag information. The other piece of information that we need from Team City comes from Team City directly. So we can get information about the branch name, the build configurations, names, all that sort of stuff. So that was that one. And the other one that I wanted to add in here, well, let's do that one first, because we'll do that as a separate issue. So if we go to our build provider, which is here, then down at the bottom here we've got these which indicate whether or not it's what system we're currently building on. So I can pull in this one, hopefully my paste works. So we'll say if running on Team City, we're going to be using the Team City provider, and we're going to pass in that information. So this can be GH462 add Team City build provider to allow deployments to happen when running on Team City. Let's do that, and we'll push that up. I'll move this back up so you can see what I'm typing. Git push upstream. So that should give me a commit into this issue. That should give me a commit to this issue. Did I push it? Oh, I'm on the wrong. Try that again. Git push upstream. I was confused as to why it wasn't coming through, but then it does help if you push in the right. So I can go ahead and close that issue, and we're going to create a new issue called create local build provider, which will be used when not running on a CI system. I'm going to mark that as a feature. I'm going to add that to the 200 milestone. I'll give it to myself because I already have the code. I just need to copy it in. So that's that one. And I'm going to go back over here. The one that I was playing with earlier. Let's add a new file here called local build.cake. This. So this one's a little bit easier in the sense that I've got similar code to see whether the current local commit that's being executed is tagged or not. So I did that. The other piece of information, normally we would get the branch name from the TeamCity or the CI provider, but again, when we're running locally, we can get that from exercising Git directly. So we can say show current, and that will give us the branch name. So we're just exercising Git again directly to get that information using Cake's start process. Now the other one, it is pull request. There's not really a concept of doing a pull request locally when you're running locally. So that's just a hard-coded false. Build number is the build number from the CI system. So we don't have a CI system when we're running locally, so the number in this case is just a -1, and the rest of it flows through. So then what we need is a change to our build provider again. So we can do a slight change here that says do this. Rather than falling back to AppVer, we'll fall back to the local provider, and we'll change this up a little bit to say, then it doesn't work. Copy. I'm going to try it one more time. Copy. Paste. Bizarre. Okay. So we've changed it up slightly. So rather than falling back to the AppVer provider, we'll fall back to the local provider when we're not running on a CI system. So that's that. And then this one is 464. So we can say 464 here. GH464. Add local build provider to be used as a fallback when build is not running on a CI system. Save that and git push upstream again, and then in here let's just do a quick sanity check to see that the build is actually still working, which hopefully it will. And we should see some output. Oh my goodness, I broke something. Should have tested that before. That's not good. I think I've broken something. I've got 6 minutes left. Uh-oh. Let's fix it. Why? Maybe did I rebase something out? I wonder. Build.cake does not contain a definition. It should. Start with should. Build parameters. Oh no. It looks like I messed up. So that rebase that I was doing really quickly earlier looks like it didn't work properly. Or the merge didn't work properly. So did any of these changes go in? Oh, I think I know what I did. But let's fix it. Public, static, branch type, yeah, private set, and then copy, branch type, and then we're going to want those ones go away, these ones go away and get replaced with branch type, in the wrong place. Please tell me that it's not completely broken. Oh, I don't really want to go back through and fix all of that. That's literally all the stuff I just did. Why did that not come in? Did I not merge the PR? I did merge the PR. This commit hasn't gone in. Why is that not gone in? Commit. Get cherry pick. Oops there. DB 7E. I'm maybe to go back and watch the video back to see what I did. Because I really don't understand. So we want the enums and we want the space. So the space. So space. Is running. Why is it conflict on? And let's back over here, run the build again. How bizarre. Did that PR? Where's the PR that I merged? Oh, it's only got one commit in it from the other day, from Monday night stream. That's ever so slightly annoying. Commit. I don't fully know what happened there, but I think I fixed it. Get push origin. Okay. So slight aside, but I think we got there. And then create a local build provider. That has been done. And then this one, where was to remove the reference to myget, that one has been done too. I can close that one out. So then, going forward, what have we got left? We look at the milestones, then there's still 27 open issues that we need to fix before we can release the next version of Cake.Recipe. But I think what I want to do next is I want to test out the changes that we've made for the pre-release and the release publishing to make sure that that works. So what I think I'm going to do at some point is I am going to attempt to build and publish a new version of Cake.Gitter from Azure DevOps rather than from AppVeyor to make sure that all works. So that's the plan. That's my lunch hour effectively over. So thank you all for coming. If I knew how to raid someone, and I knew if someone was on, I would set that up, but I don't actually know how to do it. So I'll maybe have to get Rojuav to explain to me at some point how to do a raid and how to do that properly. But for now, I'm going to sign off, and I hope that this was useful. This is really me just hacking and refactoring on some code, but hopefully me stumbling through Git and how things work. I hope this has been useful. So that's it for now. Talk to you all later. Thank you very much.